So this is also one of the monitoring tool, how we are using the HANA Studio. So similarly, we are using the HANA Cockpit we are using here, right? The kind of a monitoring tool. It's a kind of a web-based monitoring tool here, web-based administration tool provided by SAP for managing the SAP HANA databases. For only for HANA databases, we can manage it using the HANA Cockpit here. It's a central point of monitoring, administration, configuration of the HANA systems here. Configuration of the HANA systems, we can monitor it here, right? That is the one of the use case for here, right? People are still joining. So it's one of the web-based administration tool provided by SAP for managing the SAP databases here. It's a central point for the monitoring, administration, configuration for the SAP systems here, right? So it's a centrally we have to install the this HANA Cockpit server. We have to install it so that so so that it will we can add the all the HANA databases to the monitoring how we are adding to the studio, then we can do the all the administration topics here. So what are the key features? What are the key features here, right? It's a web-based interface. It's a web-based interface here. Then it's a multi-DB support, multi-DB support, one cockpit, multiple HANA databases. You can add it here, right? And also security, you can also do the security management, password policies, auditing, and also the performance monitoring. The performance monitoring also we can do HANA databases, and also we can also perform the DB admin tasks as well here. DB admin tasks, and also we can also do the alerts notifications, alerts configurations, right? Then we can also the monitor the multiple systems from the one monitor the multiple systems from the one cockpit. We can monitor it here, right? So that is the one of the advantage of the HANA Cockpit here. HANA Cockpit we have here multiple systems we can monitor it here, right? That is one of the advantage of the key features here, right? So this HANA Cockpit we have to install, we have to download, and we have to install on the one of the Linux box, one of the Linux box here, right? So this is one of the commonly we have to install. We have to so we have to install it, and we have to do the configuration here, right? So configuration we have to do that one here. So for installation of the HANA Cockpit here, you don't require much memory. Same as like HANA DB, you don't require much memory here, right? The hardware, so CPU, the minimum you require the 4 CPU cores are required here. 4 CPU cores are required here. The RAM size minimum 16 GB is enough, but recommended is the 32 GB is the recommended. So is the recommended from SAP, right? So disk space at least so 120 GB free space required. So to perform the 120 GB free space required for the logs, components, and other areas here, right? So operating system side, we require the definitely either Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux is required here. Then Red Hat Linux or SUSE Linux are supported here. That is the operating system. And coming to the software requirement here, here you require the HANA Cockpit version. You need to download it here. HANA Cockpit. So version you have to download it here. Then we can install the HANA Cockpit here, right? So that is the one of the important thing here, right? So here, if we go to the OS level, we can go to the support pack and patches here. Here you can go to the HANA, H for HANA. Here we can download the HANA Cockpit here. Here we can download the HANA Cockpit here. You can go to the cockpit here, HANA platform edition here. So here, to HANA Studio, you downloaded a HANA client, HANA DB, then Cockpit also we have here. So we need to download the HANA Cockpit patch. You have to download from the marketplace here, right? So you can download the Cockpit here. So this Cockpit we have to download and we can move to the operating system level. Any one of the Linux box, you can move to the Linux box here. Here we can configure the, here we can use the HANA Cockpit here, right? So let me check here. Normally this cockpit will use the more memory actually. From 16 GB is required. So we have the HDB, ADM, CP and SAP services. Okay. Okay. So that is fine. The cockpit is getting downloaded. And also we can also, so this once the cockpit file is downloaded, it's a 4 GB file. So then we can move to the OS level and we can do the configuration here. That's what we have to do it in the systems here, right? So that is what we have to do it, configuration. On our cockpit. So it does not require much memory, just 4 GB cores are fine, and RAM same as like what we do in the HANA Studio level. Similarly, same kind of functionalities, but that is the tool Studio tool level. But this is the browser level. We have to open the cockpit. Cockpit we have to install it, and so then we can open using the URL. We can manage the all kind of things. We can perform it here. That's what we have to do it here, right? So that is the HANA cockpit here, right? So it's a web-based central monitoring tool here, right? Using the mono cockpit. So then we can monitor the all the target databases and everything. We can monitor it here. Let me check if I have any HANA databases cockpit anything here. No. GB test HANA databases only we have. We don't have any cockpit. APS for HANA 2. Here we have anything. So here also backup is there. HANA 79 softwares. No, here also we don't have anything. So this has to be downloaded and we have to install. It will take the longer time to install it. So it's not like a simple install on a cockpit. One centralized location, we have to do the installation. So then we have to do the monitoring here. That is the one of the thing we have to do it here. So then centrally we can monitor the all the HANA databases. We can monitor it from the one console. We can do that one here. So that is the concept of the HANA cockpit here. Okay. So once it is downloaded, then we can start moving the files to the OS level using the WinSCP. We can move to the files to the operating system level. Using the WinSCP, we can transfer the files to the operating system level. Then we can extract it and we have to install it. Same as like how we are doing the HANA installation. Similarly, we have to do the HANA installation here. Okay. Similarly, we have to do the installation here. That's what we have to do it here. Right. So that is the one thing. Then here and here we can create the one file in folder SAP HANA Cockpit. So here we can move the all the files here. Still 4 minutes left. So
Hi Ravi, good morning. In real-time scenario, can we install the separate system for this? Can you, I mean, host and everything?
yeah, separate system or one of the non-production system also we can install it here.
Okay,
So it does not require separate system or one of the non-production system also you can do the installation. Or separate system where we have the minimum 16 GB space. There also we can install the this one.
okay. Only for HANA databases or any other database also can we check
Only
for?
HANA. Only
Only HANA.
monitoring the administration part of the HANA databases.
Okay. So, I mean, it is a web-based, right? Web for only
Yes,
for web-based. Yeah.
right. Only HANA systems, remote HANA systems. Multiple HANA systems, how we are monitoring from the studio. Similarly, same kind of functionality, same feature, same tabs. But here, browser level, we will do the monitoring using the HANA Cockpit URL. But here, just a tool we have to install in the each and every user desktop. But in the HANA Cockpit URL, right, anybody can open from the browser. So then they can monitor and do the administration work of the HANA databases here, right? That is the one of the main important thing here.
Okay, got it.
So once we start the installation will run in the backend. So that is the one of the thing. HANA cockpit. using the after you need to extract it, and using the HDB LCM tools, we have to do the extraction of the HANA cockpit here. Sorry, using the HDB LCM, we can do the installation. Extraction is common, SAP car command for all the SAP files here. So that we can do that one. So only thing is HANA cockpit. Just move to the here. Then this will move to the from Windows to Linux. Okay, so while this is copying and doing the installation, so let me explain about the SAP user management. Okay, in SAP level, how to perform the users creation, how to assign the roles. So this kind of concepts I will explain it here, so that we can complete the this pending topic as well for SAP morning persons here. Okay, so SAP user management here in SAP level. So we will do the user management activities here. So user management, right? So administration of the user accounts for their associated roles, authorizations, access rights in the SAP system here. It's a core task for the so security consultants, mainly majorly now it's a core task for the security consultant to ensure security and efficient access control and everything here. So here using this user management here, so we can create the users in the SU01 transaction code here. So it's a single user creation, single creation of user, right? So modify, so delete, change password, and lock the user, unlock the user. So there are a lot of things we can do it using the this user single user creation we can perform it here, right? So apart from that, if you want to create the bulk users, small users, then SU10. SU10 is for the mass user maintenance here. Mass user maintenance activities we can perform it here. That is the one thing here, right? PFCG is the transaction code for the assign the roles to users via roles creations and everything here. Role creation and role assignment, right? SUIM is the transaction code for the user information system. For auditing and reporting purpose, we will use the SUIM transaction code here. SUIM transaction code here. This is the main important thing here, right? So here user attributes like in the SU01, we can create the new user here, right? Suppose example, I can create the one new user here, or we can also copy from the existing user. So existing user, whatever the roles we have for this user, we will get the existing user here, right? So here, suppose example, you have the user here, right? So you have the user here. So this user, so if this user wants to work in the system here, they want to work in the system here, in SAP system here, the user required the roles and the authorizations are required here, right? So this authorizations you can assign to the roles, this role you can assign to the user, then user can able to access anything in the system here, right? So, but so directly also you can assign the authorization, or via role also you can assign the authorization. Then user can able to perform the respective actions in the system here, right? So if anything wants to use it here, the role is required here. For that role, you need to assign the authorization, what access, what level access you need to provide it here, right? So these things we have to assign to the users. Then user can able to execute anything in the SAP system here. This what we have to do it in the case here, right? So here SU01 is the transaction code here. We can create the user here. We can create the user creation. We can perform it here manually if we want to create the user. We can perform the user first name, last name, academic title, function, roll number, room number. So all the functions you have to create and you have to activate email address, fax, all the details. And in the logon data, there are the types of users are there here. They are the types of users here. So there are the five types of users in SAP here. There are the five types of users in SAP. So one is the dialogue users. Dialogue users here. Regularly interactive users, GUI login, and normal dialogue users means who are logging to the SAP system. Those are called the dialogue users here. Interactive login. They have the user ID and password to change it. They can do anything, right? And also system user. System user like a for the system to system communication, RFC, no GUI logon. You cannot log in through GUI. So only system to system communication here. So communication users. So communication field for external applications, GUI, HTTP, some external applications, communication between, right? So service users, service level, shared users for anonymous access, public access, service users here. This is a shared. Then reference user here. Reference user here. This is used only as authorizations to other users. Cannot be login. Just only reference. Reference purpose we will use this login here. So most of the types are like either dialogue user or system user we will create. For dialogue users are the users who log into the system here, who log into the system here. We can set the password, initial password. Then we can go to the SNC if you want anything. Then if you go to the defaults, we want to assign the language, then decimal notifications, output devices, anything you want to assign it, time zone, or if you want anything, and parameters, and then in it roles. What is the role? Means what level authorizations you want to perform. Like that, what is the group, which group the user belongs to, which group, super user group, which user belongs to. So then click on the, will you have not assigned any role here. Then click on the save button here. Ravi user got created here. Ravi user got created here. Now go to the SAP system here, 001. Then you can reset, you can log in first time when you're login to the system. Then it will ask the user ID and the password. You can provide the user ID. You can provide the user ID and password. But if you try to access anything, you will get the error like you are not authorized person. Why? Because you are only authorized for login to the system, but you are not entertained to execute any transaction code in the system. You are not entertained to use any transaction code in the system because of the role, the authorizations you have not assigned. You are only connecting to the system, but you are not authorized to perform anything in the system here. That's what. So we can do it in the system here, roles tab. We have to assign it here. So now you have not assigned a role, so you cannot perform anything in the system. You will get like you are not authorized. You are not authorized to use simple transactions. Also, you are not authorized because of the respective role is not assigned here. So that's why user creation is done, but roles we have to assign it here. Roles assignment we have to do it in the PFCZ transaction code here. PFCZ transaction code we have to assign it here, right? So here we need to create the, so go to the, so PFCZ is the roles maintenance transaction code. Here you can create the transactions here. Suppose like Z underscore basis. Suppose like we have the single role, right? So then single role we can create it here. Single role means, so there are two types of roles here, single role and a composite role. Single role means user, single role means only single role, means a set of transaction code access. Composite role means multiple roles we can club, we can assign, we can create as a one composite role here. One composite role here. That's we'll call it as the single role here, right? Single role. And also we have the, so derived role also. We can derive from the, we can derive from the master role. We can also derive the master role here. So that we will roles creation here. During the roles creation, we can perform the this kind of concepts here, right? So single role. So using the PFCZ only we can create it here. So single role, a role contains the authorizations for the transactions, reports, and objects here, right? So in this one, you need to provide the authorization, and also in the menu, you need to provide the what level, what transaction codes we have to provide to the users here. What transaction codes what transaction code access we have to provide to the users here, right? Suppose I need to provide the access to the, this is a junior plane, then SM50, then SM21, then also I need to assign to the SM12, then and also I need to assign to the SM51, then I need to assign to the ST22. So this transaction code access we have to assign to the users here. Then SM66 for the junior resources, the basic monitoring checklist we can assign it here. So like that, so whatever you want, you can assign to the that respective transaction codes access to the users here, right? So then click on the save button here. So then you can go to the authorizations here. Then you can generate the profile. Just you can go back, scroll down. Then you can assign the authorizations data. Authorizations, you have to assign it here, right? So here you need to assign the authorization. Authorization here means the transaction code. The transaction code you need to assign to the, so the transaction code, what level transaction code. Suppose you need to generate, right? So then you can go back, and so this should become to green. Then you can assign to the users, Ravi user, you can assign it here, right? Click on the save button here, right? You added the menu, you have added the all the transactions, then you have assigned the, so always the authorizations, users, and menu should be green status here. So this role you have assigned to the user. Then what, as per this role, whatever the user can able to access, he can access it here, right? So now you can just go to the SM50, then see you are able to access now, right? You are able to access. Then SM51, you are able to access, right? So then SM21, you are able to access, right? So ST22, then you are able to access, certain permissions are missing here, right? So then, so this kind of things you are able to access now, right? So SU53, no. Then how you now you are able to access, why not earlier? So these authorizations you are unable to access, these authorizations here. Then you can add the whatever is missing here, you can add the transaction codes here, so that you can able to perform the respective task here. So authorizations are very important here, right? Authorizations are very, very important role here, right? So then, so here you can just authorizations, you can maintain the more, so something more authorizations also you can maintain here. Normally this will be done by the security people. So here, so only display authorizations, or you want to provide the change authorizations also here, or you want to provide the full authorizations here, right? That one you have to define it here. So for this one, you want to provide the what level authorizations you want to assign, what level authorizations you want to assign to the users here. So you want to assign the, so which transaction codes you want to assign? Suppose like SP01, SPAD, SM02. So then which transaction code user required the access, right? You can assign the that respective transaction code access to the users. Click on the save button, click on the generate button, generate, right? So then go back. So then you can just click on the save button. Then users can able to access the respective things in the system here, right? So respective thing you can able to access in the system here. That's what we can do it in the system. If you go to the SU53, we can find out the what is missing, which transaction code. SU53 is the one of the important transaction code to figure it out the what is missing for the users, here, right? Suppose suppose like see here, you executed the ST22 here, there is a S underscore develop, that authorization object is missing, right? Then you can go to the here authorizations here, then you can see S underscore develop anywhere, S underscore develop, yes, it is there, right? S underscore develop, the authorizations are missing here, right? So then you can provide the full authorizations here, maybe full or so full means star, all authorizations you will get it out here, all the users. Then this one you can assign to the full authorizations to the users, right? Display, create everything. Then click on the save button, generate, right? So generate, click on the save and generate here. All authorizations are green. Go back, then click on the save button here. Then you can now ST22 you have assigned the authorization object, right? So now go to the ST22, right? So maybe log out and log in. So sometimes log out and login can help to access the so same data. So now go to the right. So still something is missing. Go to the SU53. So then see what is missing. There is a object type activity 03. The field values are missing here. Then if you are using the SM21, what is missing? S underscore SDM AMI. This is the authorization object. This is missing. So these all are the authorization objects. See S underscore T code, S underscore T code, S underscore object. These all are the authorization object. Here, what you need to know, what for which transaction code, what is the authorization object, what is the authorization object for each transaction code here. So in that case you can find out the authorization object. So here, so let me, I think it's got copied, then let's go to here. So here I can extract the software so that it will run in the backend. We need to extract. Okay, it is getting extracted. So then coming back to the our topic here. So authorization object, to find out the authorization object, you can go to the SU22. Here you can find out the authorization object for the respective transaction code here. Right? If you go to the ST22, click on the execute button, then it will display the what is the authorization object for the respective transaction code here. S underscore T code and S underscore above dump here. These authorization objects are required. So S underscore T code. Then go to the users, take the new session, then go to the PFCZ. So same thing. Then you can go to the authorizations. So right. So then like that, the security team will keep on working on the your roles, authorizations, and everything here. Then if they want to add it, they can add the manually this authorization object here, right? So one authorization object they have added here. So then you can maintain the full authorizations for this one, right? Full authorizations we can activate it here. Whatever the not in the green, you can just open. Which program you require the access, full authorize, only display, read, display. So here these values will control the user actions in the system. These activities will control the user actions in the system here. That's why, so we need to so assign the authorizations. We need to assign the respective what activity. You want only read activity? Yes, only read activity. So what file you want to access? Full file. So then full access here. So like that, so everything should be green in the in this status here, right? So what authorization object? So respective authorization object, you need to assign it here. So then So then go back, then you can so generate the profile already generated, then you can save it, then you can ask user to reproduce the issue, then user, then you go to the user, you can able to access the SM21, then you can able to access the SM21, ST22 respective transaction codes here, right? So here the user SU53 will identify the what is missing for the users, what transaction codes, what is the STMS. So suppose like if you run the STMS also not there, right? So then there is no STMS transaction code, you are not authorized, but that error log will be displayed here. What is missing for the STMS here? STMS, there is a transaction code for the STMS is like a so S underscore transport. So we want to find out the what is missing, what authorization object is missing. Then you can find out the so you can just type the STMS, click on the execute button, then S underscore transport organizer. This authorization objects are missing for the users, right? So this is the missing. So here we can find out in SU22 or SU24, we can see the all the authorization objects related to the what is the value we have to maintain and role, all the information will be displayed. So SM21. So what is the authorization object here, right? So these are the authorization objects are missing here. This so if you need access to the SM21, you require access to the these are the authorization objects should be assigned, right? That is the one thing we have to check it out here, right? So this is the users and roles creation here. So this is the only small portion, R3 level user small portion here. Also we have the so GRC security, HR security, there are the BPC security, lot of security there. But we as a basis consultant, you don't need much knowledge on the security part. It will be handled by the separate security team. They will take care of the security part and everything. But you need to know so some kind of functionality, how to create the users, how to reset the password, how to copy the user, how to lock the user, how to unlock the user, how to change the passwords. So these and all the thing. This is a single user creation. If you go to the SU10, this is a bulk user creation, bulk level. So you can create the multiple users here. Bulk users creation, we can do that one here. So you can set the Ravi1, Ravi2, and then Ravi 3. So number of users we can maintain, click on the create button here. So then dialog users, what role we have to assign to the user. So Z underscore basis role. So then, so what profile, what group and everything, click on the save button here. Automatically it will generate the password. Automatically role also will be assigned to the users here. See, bulk users got created here, right? So this what it will happen to the all the users here, right? So this is the way bulk users creation, SU10, SU01 single user creation, PFCG, the roles and authorizations here. And also we have the SUIM transaction code for the user information system to find out the, so suppose like you want to find out the unsuccessful logons. So only DDIC basis user unsuccessful logons, incorrect logons, and so you want to find. I want to know the when was the last logon date by the all the users here. Last logon date by the all the users here. Last period. So not today. From from last year to this year, what is the last logon date here? 2024 to till date, right? So just you can click on the execute button here, then it will display the number of users are logged into the system here. So in the 001 client, so last job log on 29th today, but 28th yesterday, this is the user is logged in here, right? Super user. So see, not in use, not in use, not in use, last logon date, last logon time, job logon. So you can see the incorrect passwords, all the information is getting recorded here, right? SUIM is for the user information. Sir, I want to know the so by role username. So this role is assigned to the how many users here. Z underscore basis. This role I want to know the report. This role is assigned to the how many users here, right? That this is the role. So this role is assigned to the what is the role information. and what is the user of this role, how many roles are assigned. See, so all the users information will be displayed here, right? So I want to know the authorization object. This authorization object is assigned to the which users, right? I want to know the what are the transaction code executable user here. Suppose like Ravi, I want to know the what transaction codes he is authorized to execute. Then search it out, put the Ravi name, then search it out. Then it will display the what authorization objects Ravi can pull it out. So that will be displayed here. So it is grabbing all the data. So in this way, we can see okay, whether this user is can able to fix the issues or not. We can see it here. So it is taking time because since it has to generate the all the files and everything. Now, let me start. Meanwhile, this installation because HANA Cockpit installation take longer time. So here we can see here. So these are the files got created using the HDB LCM tools. We can do the HANA Cockpit installation here. So there are the HANA Cockpit you want to install for the existing system. You want to add to the one of the existing system, or you want to install the new fresh cockpit system here. You want to install the new fresh cockpit system here. Suppose like I want a new cockpit system. Select the three. Then you want to install the only cockpit, or you want to install the access advanced version also. So then all. So suppose like let's take the all, right? So let's take the all here. Or you want to install only cockpit. So whatever you want, just install the here. So then there is a signature file. Okay, signature file is missing, right? Then what we can do? Hyphen ignore check underscore signature underscore file. So you want to install the separately. Our existing system also we can add the cockpit. So then number 3, okay, slash and shared KBS for by default it will create the SID is called the H4C. If you want to change, you can change it. H4C means ANA for cockpit. Then 96 is the port number by default, right? So do you want to enable the encryption? So yes, enable the log volume encryption. Yes. So same master password. Confirm the master password. So LSS shared. Okay. 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 Isn't all the common? Do you want to continue? Yes. See, HANA Cockpit will get installed here. So, but it will take very, very longer time here. So, same as like HANA database only, one more Cockpit database will be installed, but with access related functionalities. So, and other things will be installed it here, right? So then separate tenant, separate SID like H4C we are creating. Using the URL, we can access the all the other things we can access it out here. That's what we are doing here. See, now we got the access. So this Ravi user can able to execute the these many transactions here, right? It can able to execute the these many 16,000, 1,64,000 transaction codes he can execute in the SAP system with his access currently. So that many transaction codes he can execute it here. So like that we can compare the roles, compare the users, all the things we can do it here. All the things we can check it out in the system here, right? Comparison list, warehouse change document for the users. Change document means what happened for the Ravi user, who created the Ravi user, and the technical details. Everything we can find out here. Change documents here. So SUIM is for the reporting and analysis purpose. We can use it here. So remaining and all the normal. So SAP Access Advanced Runtime. So Access is getting installed. So this is getting installed. Compile server name server just common. I will take lot of time. It will not the like HANA database will be installed on the very within 10 to 15 minutes, right? But this will create lot of time. Lot of time it will take. Another 1 hour, 2 hours it will take to install the HANA database here. It's not that much of simple. Okay. So it is getting installed. It's creating. So, but let's see. By the time it will create the so one URLs, that URLs are very important for us. HANA Cockpit URL. So using that URLs only, we will do the all the administration tasks and everything. So once the HANA Cockpit is installed, then we can work on the so administration part that we can complete tomorrow. HANA all the administration tasks. So very simple that we can complete tomorrow HANA Cockpit administration. So then what left we have? So yeah, DB refresh. Refresh also like a backup and a restore only. That pre-steps and post-steps and the restore. That part also we will go through it. Then yeah, then we can complete the HANA administration by this week. Okay. So let's keep installing in the backend. So it will generate the URL. I will keep the session open only. I will note down the HANA Cockpit URLs also. So then tomorrow we'll see the administration part here. Okay. Since this will take very long running time. Okay, so that's it for today. And tomorrow, today installation we started, right? That will be completed in the back end. Then tomorrow we'll see the administration tasks. What are the tasks we can see from the studio level, cockpit level and the studio level. The differences we can observe it here. And yeah, that is the main thing. You can access from the browser also. That is the one thing. And we can backups. We can automate it using the cockpit. But HANA Studio, we have to take the manual replication also we can so graphically we can create the replication also. So possible only thing is backups scheduling part is possible from the HANA Cockpit Studio level. We have to manually trigger it here. That is only one part here. See all the data getting imported. Node.js, SAP machine, SAP JVM, JRE, all those things are getting imported. Tomcat. Okay, that's it guys for today.